What is up, hockey fans across the world? It's Fantasy Hockey Talk. It's the Commissioner's Corner recap. Even though we still got a couple games going here in Week 11 of the National Hockey League. I'm the mailman, Jimmy Milstead, the Commissioner of the League Fantasy Hockey. Joining me tonight, one of our regulars, the Colonel Nick Reedy, who just came back from a thrilling Minnesota Wild Boston Bruins game. And the man, the STORK Cup champion, DB Cooper, Mark Raymond, my buddy. We haven't seen him in a few weeks. He's been, trying to defend that title. He's doing a great job. It looks like he's officially. What are you? 7-3? No, 8-3. Or I could be wrong.
I'll be
my math.
Yeah, I'll be 8-3.
8-3. Okay, yeah. I'm thinking of Mark Wood. He's gonna be 9-2. So and shaking his head there is Nick Reedy. You know what, Nick? This is the champion, Mark Raymond. I'm gonna give him the floor, and we're on Commissioner's Corner. This is actually our second episode, Mark, ever on YouTube. We usually do this on Facebook Live. Stork and me are in an intense battle. Let's talk about Mark Raymond, the defending champions. How are you, sir? How are you spending your holidays? I know you just came back from the East Coast. How are you doing, buddy? Mark Raymond, the STORK Cup champs. Floor's yours.
I'm doing well. I caught something on the way back. Had a bad cold for 5 days.
Man. Oh.
Feeling better now. Still a little stuffy, but feeling better. Back to work. Got a busy week next week, even on the holidays there. End of the year network stuff. Yeah, it's gonna spend place and just kind of just take it easy. It's kind of like
Well, not to be. I hope you feel better, Mark. Happy holidays to you and Alix. You both have been battling it out this week. We'll talk about your matchup in just 1 minute. But also joining us tonight, I thought he wasn't going to join us. Right next to Mark down there, Julio Vanillas in Northern Virginia. JUMA. You've had a hell of a match, buddy, with Dan Hall, our Canadian buddy, the Killer Bunnies.
Kick my butt.
How's it going, man? Happy holidays to you, sir.
Yeah, happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Got my butt kicked. I was hoping for a nice Christmas present this week, but guess not.
Hey, man, you're having a hell of a season, though.
Yeah.
Is your match official? I haven't paid attention too much to everybody's match. I'm still trying to get my win, guys. I read the Killer Bunnies lead JUMA 13-7. What happened to you, Julio? What's the biggest downfall for you this week?
So my biggest downfall, I'm going to go ahead and say it was my power play points and my hits and blocks. I usually double those or close to doubling, and if not going over double what I have there. And big L's on the goaltending too. So it was it started off slow. I had maybe I know I got 40 points, but I feel like I only had like really one good night, and that's about it. But Killer Bunnies, man, he came in and got it done. So that's not 12th place, but team's way better than that.
You know what did it for him, buddy? Mark Raymond, Nick, what are you guys thinking, man? Pat Kane, an 8-point week. That's Killer Bunnies. He stashed him away. Patrick Kane, Detroit Red Wings. He's the big pickup there for Dan Hall. Maybe that could jumpstart him. He's last place in the old Ovechkin division. I feel like we should talk about Nick's match first, guys, if you can indulge me. Then we'll bring on DB Cooper's matchup with Alix. But let's go to Nick here. He took on the number 1 seed, Woody Woodpeckers, Mark Raymond. Right now, officially 12-9. A very good week for Nick, outscoring him in all the major categories on offense. A 43-point week for the Frozen Norsemen, Nick. I'm going to let you elaborate here. Like you said, it looks like the goaltending side of it. I'll let you talk about it, but It's goaltending versus offense in this one, and Mark Raymond, I think, Mark Wood might have got the better of you here in the matchup because of goaltending. Go ahead, sir. 12-9 is the current score. Your thoughts?
And it'll probably change. It'll end up probably being 10-11. It's really close because I just need one more block, and Rasmus still has a whole period to play. But, yeah, it was tough when Ingram started and let in 3 out of his first 6 shots, and they pulled him. I kind of killed my week. Didn't get the saves. And, even today, I was only, like I said before, what team, when you're down 4 goals, pulls your goalie to try and make 4 goals in the last 2 minutes? I needed 3 more saves to flop that off, and it would have either been a tie or I would have won. It was rough. I can't seem to figure out the goaltending. Ingram's been hot every other time until I put him in, and then he just lays an egg. So it's been rough. On the positive side, Kirill's picked it up. He's got 7 points this week already. Playing like the captain should, so it's much better watching that. But yeah, there's not much to say. It all came down to the goaltending, and that one mishap pretty much cost me the match.
Yeah, we could look back at last night's game. Nick, the Rangers took on the Oilers. John Quick, journeyman vet, had a great game. He had a 1-0 lead for the longest time, and then McJesus and the boys came back on him. Yep. That kind of stung you. I look at Mark's goaltending today. I'm not going to try to have a small violin for me, but Mark Raymond, I went to the casino, man. I put a rare bet in. Nashville Predators boned me. I don't know if you guys saw that today. Yeah, the Dallas Stars were on the road in Smashville. Julio, did you watch that game? Yes. UC Saros pitching a great game. They blow it was 2-0 for the longest time. Dallas scores a late goal, makes it 2-1. Then they scored 2 late goals with 14 seconds left. Mark Raymond, that was Mark Wood's goaltender, Saros. So I'm surprised that didn't hurt him too much. But yeah, Mark Wood still has that goaltending carousel of UC Saros, Andrei Vasilevsky, and Ilya Sorokin. How did we let this guy grab all those goaltenders is how I want to know. But he's got to be shopping one of those guys. Mark Raymond, the champs, your thoughts on Nick and Mark's match, if you would. Anything on the outside perspective? So you're trying to catch Mark Wood.
Looking at Wood's goaltending, I was going through, and he picked his keepers up very early in the draft, and that was a interesting way to do it. But obviously, it's paying off for him. I mean, he has 3 studs there, and like a day like today, all 3 are playing. Who do you choose to start? That's a tough decision.
Yeah.
If he went with Vasilevsky, he would have only had 1 goal against and a win. So I mean, obviously his team.
Look at it.
I thought Nick had him. I was hoping Nick had him, but just didn't. Like Nick said, that Arizona game kind of killed him. So, Nick, question for you. You said you went to the game in Minnesota?
Yeah.
How's that arena? I've never been there.
Oh, it's the best in the league, by far. And I don't say that just because I'm a Minnesota homer, but I got season tickets. I mean, the food is amazing. The atmosphere is awesome. In Minnesota, going to hockey is not just going to watch a game. It's the whole experience. Starts about an hour and a half before the game. I mean, we have bagpipers going through the corridors. I mean, it's definitely a experience. But yeah, the X is just absolutely gorgeous.
Minneapolis or the St. Cloud?
St. Paul.
St. Paul. Sorry, my fault. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't make it out there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Take it out there.
Yeah, no, Mark, we got to bump that up maybe. Nick, me and Mark, hey, Julio, come with us. We still want to hit the Calgary, Alberta trip, the Northern Alberta swing. For the Caps wise, they already, or no, did they hit it yet? No, the Caps haven't hit it yet, have they? No, they haven't hit it yet. Something snafu'd. I don't know. I'm just broke, Mark. But definitely want to hit. Mark wanted to go to Montreal this year, and it's like probably too early for me. We got our leave calendar going around, but we will. Mark, I swear we're gonna hit the bucket list. I'm still debating on what I'm doing this year. The Caps are playing better than I thought. I might have to make a trip back to see Julio back there, Capital One. But back to the fantasy talk, guys. So that was Nick's matchup. Real quick, the Mark Woods team. I mean, with the loss today with Saros, look at his goaltending save percentage, guys. .936 still. I mean, Nick. I mean, it's nothing to. Your team is phenomenal, Nick, and I can't believe the way. Like I've said this on previous shows, your record is the way it is. It's just you've had such a tough competition. That's the way the league is. Goaltending. Just go to Stat Tracker and look at Mark Wood's goaltending. It's beatable, but he looks really good there. Just 6 goals against all week, a collective average of 2.00, and that save percentage is just disgusting. So anything else on offense for Mark Wood before we move on to another match? He did get a shorty on you, Nick, and you're usually pretty good with the shorties. You didn't get any shorties so far. Do you have any players left?
Yeah, I got Rasmus still playing, Anderson,
okay,
but
you said that.
I will say that this is the first week that I haven't had multiple shorthanded goals, and it's just
let's
everything.
Give you some love, man. Your captain Kaprizov, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. Mark Raymond, you should know this was your guy last year. Helped you get a Stork Cup. Kaprizov. He went through a lull. Nick, he's awoken. How did he play tonight, Nick? I didn't see the game.
Oh, it was incredible. Him, Eck plays. We both have talked about this in the past. Eck, between me and you too, Eck is probably one of our favorite hockey players right now. He's just a phenomenal, all-around guy. And I'll tell you, it started in Boston when Kirill scored those 2 goals in Boston. Came back, and we played. Who did we just play? I was there. Anyway, just watching how excited he is, you could tell that was a huge relief, and that now he's starting to skate faster. He's starting to be the old Kirill. So it's really cool to see.
So unofficially, it looks like Mark Wood will go to 9-2, and unfortunately for Nick, looks like 3-8. But we keep saying there's still time. Got to get a big streak there, Nick. I believe in you, buddy. Divisional play is going to be the key. So
I don't know. I think it might be a little bit too late for the Norsemen, but we'll keep our chins up and we'll keep playing.
Don't
give
up,
least
man.
Competitive hockey.
Bragging rights. You got me on the schedule coming up. I know. Look at Stork. He's just won't go. He's at so many lives. I think he got finally frustrated, like he said, and he didn't want to come on tonight. He's in a big fantasy football matchup too, guys, in case you didn't know, with my brother-in-law, Probert Etiquette, Dave Snellgrove. So much going on for him, and it's Christmas. But let's move on to the champs, man. Let's talk his matchup. It looks like he's had a pretty good week there, DB Cooper. 7-3 coming in, taking on your Alix Buchanan, the Cherry Bombs. She's been doing really good this year. Kind of hit a little lull. 5-3-2 coming into the game. Basically 2 ties gives her a win. But what's her problem here, Mark? I'll let you elaborate on your matchup. 16-4. Is your matchup done? I haven't looked too much at it. Did I lose Mark? Oh, crap. He's frozen. Mark, if you hear us. Crap.
No, I think he dropped off, so we'll come back to him afterwards.
What do you guys think? Have you been looking at their match? Mark's been so ahead. I haven't really
it hasn't been close.
Yeah. Alix gave me a great match last week. She was tough. I barely really beat her. I noticed I lost Julio too. Is it me?
No, I can. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I lost Julio's picture.
Yeah,
but we'll keep driving on. I hear you, Julio.
Okay, cool.
So Cherry Bombs are only down in goals 11-10. Mark, though, assists and points has a sizable lead. He just killed it in the plus-minus category, guys. And yeah, like usual, Nick, this guy goons it up. 37 penalty minutes.
Yeah.
Albeit Alix had 20. You remember that week he just gooned it up on me with the first day, 30 minutes. It was insanity.
And that was one of the things today I was going to talk about too. That's something I haven't had, all year, was a lot of penalty minutes, and I had 30 coming into this week. So, yeah, he's got the goons, and I love it. That's good hockey.
Yeah. Where Alix, I guess she has 2 game-winning goals. That's one of her category wins, and she's been doing pretty decent in goaltender. She has Shesterkin and Jari. Shesty, the better of the two. Actually, it's weird. She didn't start Jari at all this week. She must have learned her lesson last week when she lost to Munich. It was because of the Maple Leafs. So it looks like all of her goaltending came from Shesty. Or did she get all the goaltending starts? I still don't even know how you check that. I only see 1 win for her in nets, but she's got a couple of goaltending categories locked down, and that's where her points came from. But I'd love to get Mark back on to talk about this. He's been a nomad when it comes to goaltending. Picks up Alex Nedeljkovic, a backup Pittsburgh guy, and Vitek Vanacek, Julio's former guy, who got him a win. So he's getting it done with kind of just a carousel of, mercenary goaltending pickups. Is he back yet?
Yeah, it looks
Oh,
like
there he
I'm
is.
back.
Mark. Okay, sorry, we lost you, buddy. I don't know if it's me or you. No matter what, we got you back. Yeah, you're up big time on Alix, the Cherry Bombs. We were talking about how well-rounded your team is. Me and Nick were talking about your penalty minutes. We remember when you crushed me in that. Let's talk about your team, buddy. Well-rounded. You're besting her pretty much in everything out there. What's standing out to you in your match with Alix, who's been a great team this year?
I mean, actually, going back to the Minnesota talk, I picked up Eriksson Ek in the 14th round or 13th. Like, he's my biggest pickup, in the draft, because he was hurt, so he just fell, and he's so that was like my biggest value right there. My team is kind of, like, it's obviously I like it, but sometimes they're streaky. Today they did well. My goons showed up, got a lot of penalties. My goalie, it's a fly-by-night thing. It's just whatever. I don't know. I get lucky with who I pick up as I stream. For some reason it works most of the time, and that's just luck. But I would like to have something more consistent. So I'm thinking about I am open to trades in the goalie department, and I have a couple people that I'm willing to let go. So that's out there.
Speaking of that, we had our first trade this week. It was between Nick Reedy and my opponent, Kevin Stork, Adam Lowry for Jake Chikrin. How'd Chikrin work out for you the other day there, Nick?
Oh, good.
I mean, of course, we talked about your match, but you're still going to – I mean, he's a good defenseman.
Yeah.
Stork, he's looking for a warm body.
Part of the problem I have is all my defense. I got some good defense. I got Hedman, who's been phenomenal. I mean, that's an assist monster.
Yeah. He did good against the Caps tonight.
But the one guy that's kind of been letting me down, he's been sitting on my bench the last 2 times he's been available, is Erik Karlsson. He's streaky. And sometimes it's just too much. But I had Chikrin last year, so I knew what his kind of numbers are. So that's kind of why it is. I know that the commish was a little upset at the trade, and he was a little steamy. But
no, man, trades are open.
It works for me. I just wish that
we all know Stork's dropping Adam Lowry as soon as the Christmas break's over.
Well, it's funny because
go ahead, Mark.
He hit me up with that trade with the same guy who I drafted and I dropped. He wanted Darnell Nurse, and I was like,
yeah.
And then he went.
Hey, man, Stork's a wily vet, boys. He's like, I talked to Nick. He's a car salesman, man.
Yes, he is.
Watch out. He knows what he's doing. Him and Dan Hall. Hall's had a what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of adversity in his personal life this year. So I anticipate him being a little bit better perhaps next year if he can't get back in the race. But Dan Hall's a very good player. We'll talk about him and Julio here next. But we're not done with DB Cooper. 16-4 unofficially over cherry bombs. Mark, before we got you back on, I think we were talking about your goaltending. You're getting Freddie Anderson back, I think, soon, so that might help you. He had that blood clot, buddy. He gets hurt a lot, but he is definitely probably your best goaltender in your. Well, no, I won't even say that because Stu Skinner's been playing pretty good ever since they played the Capitals. The Oilers. Are you still a believer in Stu Skinner, Mark?
Currently, yeah, actually, Ned from Pittsburgh. I kind of picked him up just on a whim. So I needed somebody a couple days ago. It looked like he's a starter over Jari right now, so might keep him to go away. Like I just have a weird rotation right now, and it's not cool because I'm black and it was just so easy with a tandem. But seems to be okay, so we'll see.
Yeah, and Alix has Jari, so I don't know if she's interested in talking about her team, but happy holidays to Alix. She gave me a hell of a contest last week, buddy. A tip of the cap to her. Happy holidays. So a rough one for her. She should rebound. She's had a pretty good year. Looks like she'll go to 5-4-2. And man, you look pretty good, buddy. 8-3. It's all about getting into the dance. Also getting pretty hot. I mean, we still got a half a season left to go, but I'm liking your squad, man. A lot of us were unkind to you preseason. Brady Tkachuk was your second pick, and he gets a well-rounded stats for you. I mean, he gets your PIMs. He scored tonight. Looks like he had 3 points this week, and he gets faceoffs. Obviously, the penalty minutes. Is he your most polarizing player? You'd think. You talked about Eriksson Ek. All those guys are. Vinny Trocheck. Vinny Trocheck's another guy. You beat me with him. You're New York Rangers, buddy. I think that's your tough couple of. Oh man, the Flames just scored. I am not out of this yet. Storky is still alive, but go ahead, Mark. Your New York Rangers. You got two of them. I'd like to talk about.
They're on the power.
They're good.
Play together every time. I also have a Dallas tandem. But Robertson's kind of let me down this year. He's not doing as well as I was expecting him to do. But I have him and Pavelski, Pavelski. So I have two good tandems on the power play between Dallas and the Rangers, which I enjoy. Whenever those games come on, I tune in. But yeah.
Chris Kreider's unbelievable. But you just picked up your 40th point just a minute ago. The goal I talked about, Elias Lindholm got a big assist, it looks like. So you got 40 points, man. Your goaltending, I think, is good enough. You're going to definitely be a threat there in the division. And we're not talking about me and Stork's matchup just yet. I'm trying to play it out here. We got 12 minutes, 28 seconds left in that game. Kings have to win for me to survive. Well, I'm up to 11-8. Him not getting a shutout helped me a lot. But DB Cooper, 16-4, one of the most impressive wins this year. Go ahead.
I'm pretty well off in the faceoff wins. So actually, Lindholm is on the trading block for a good goalie. Just
throwing it out there to Mark. You haven't played Mark Witt yet, have you? He might want to wait till the trade deadline's over. Our trade deadline's not till beginning of March, but I know you guys play probably in our next non-divisional matchup. I think I want to say
Lindholm.
That's gonna
willing to give him up, but I'm looking for a good goalie. So
yeah, we'll throw that out there. We'll see what the champs got a trade partner. Let's see what's up. So a nice game there by the defending champion DB Cooper. Julio, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Let's talk about your game, buddy. You're trailing 13-7. Do you have any guys still available?
Just Hughes, and unless
Quinny, yeah,
unless he comes up 8 points and a couple of hits and like 8 power points. But no, I think I'm done. But Hughes is the only one left.
Well, you had a hell of a run, buddy. I can't remember the last time you lost. You beat me for sure. You did tie Hall in goals, 16. I remember at one point you didn't have a lot of goals at all, so you must have came back there pretty good in there. You're only trailing Hall by 8 points when it's all said and done. He had way more apples than you, 32-24.
Yeah, it's killing.
And he killed you in Goonery, 43 minutes in PIMS. He's got to Chuck. I noticed he was in a lot of scuffles today versus the Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah, he had somebody. I might be exaggerating, but I think one of these nights he had like one guy get like 20. But I remember one night I looked over and I was like, man, that's a lot of penalty minutes.
Yeah, I'm seeing it might have been Matt Tkachuk. He's got 12 minutes in penalties this week. Let's see.
Yeah, that was my boy Marco Rossi getting his Gordie Howe.
Oh, Rossi.
He had
Nick,
15
you have
minutes.
him.
Yeah, no, I don't have Rossi. He's my
oh no,
Minnesota. No, that's
I was taking a look at Rossi, and you know what I like about him? He kind of covers almost every stat on a nightly basis, which is pretty awesome.
And people forget he's still a rookie, so he might be a guy that, like Nick was talking about, could challenge Bedard. But did you guys see the? I'm not sure Mark Raymond knows this because he was out and about, but we had 2 more Michigan goals. Mark, Connor Bedard, Tim's guy, and Trevor Zegras is back, guys. I believe Dave Snuggerov might have him. 2 Michigan goals, Mark. Go seek out the highlights for those, dude. Those things were nuts. But Zegras was out for a long time. I'm not sure. I could see Zegras being on the move. Pat Verbeek and the management there in Anaheim, I don't think that's their type of player. They didn't sign him to a long-term deal. But I don't know. I'm just noticing things from afar, not being a Ducks fan. But Julio, what do you think of the Michigan goals, buddy?
I love them, man. I know some people maybe the head coach doesn't like them, but I'm a fan of those. And I'll say one thing, guys, the goalies need to watch out for that a little bit more. They have that, growing up, we didn't see goalies do that L formation. I'm sure there's a name for it, I forget. But I didn't like it even before those Michigan goals. That top corner, I didn't get scored on.
Yeah.
Scored on too much, even without the Michigan goal. But I think those goalies need to maybe change it up a bit here in the future.
Yeah, you sent me a Instagram message about how to prevent the Michigan, and these guys were just killing the guys that are trying to score.
Yeah,
I had to post that to the room. But back to your match, buddy. It looks like you had some good goaltending stats, or at least better goaltending stats than the Killer Bunnies. But you just couldn't get in the win column, man. 0-3 is what hurt you. Let's take a look at your goalie, Bobrovsky. Actually, he won today, right? But he was on your bench.
I benched him because I was thinking it looked like he was going on a bad streak. I was trying to get the goal against a point. I was hoping maybe they'd score against who did Killer Bunnies? I was hoping Jones was get scored on a lot, but that did not work out at all. And honestly, I didn't think Florida was going to beat Vegas today. So
they beat them pretty good. I watched kind of that game. I think it was 4-2 the final, but real quick update, guys. Still 9 minutes, 48 seconds. Kings only up 4-3. I need Talbot to get this win. I still think I'm gonna win, but it's not. I haven't been. I'm the least comfortable in the league this week as far as people trying to get wins. But Julio, his standouts for there was really nobody. It's all well-rounded for the Killer Bunnies. Nylander had a great night tonight. Only 3 points this week. Or no, that was today's stats. My bad. Let me go to the matchup totals. I've totally effed that up. 5 points for Nylander this week, so that was probably his best guy. But it's all well-rounded for the Killer Bunnies. Matt Tkachuk, we've talked about him. He only had 3 assists this week, and he was also a -4. So I think that's a big reason why the Killer Bunnies, they just don't have plethora of scoring. I do like Owen Tippett, Philadelphia Flyers. Those Flyers are stingy as hell. But he did pick up Martin Jones, and that's helped out his goaltending because Joseph Wall's been hurt. And Binnington's been getting Dan some wins. But he's also not been that great as of late. But a big win for the Killer Bunnies. JUMA, your best player this week. I'd have to say you got a 4-point week from your boy Quinn Hughes, who's still going. Or is that the plus minus? No, that's plus minus. No, you had a 7-point week. Nate McKinnon. What am I talking about? This guy's been the best player in hockey. Did he get a point tonight?
I think he got an assist. I got to check.
All right. So he's got an 18-game point streak.
Yeah. And then my New York guy got 7 points too this week. Yeah. McKinnon got an assist tonight.
Oh, is it Benajad?
He matched McKinnon's points this week.
Yeah. I saw that overtime with the Rangers. That was unbelievable tonight. I didn't catch that because the Caps game had just ended. Insane win. The Rangers, they're getting clutch wins. So, yeah, that's probably one of your better players. I think Dave had Zibanejad last year. But Nate McKinnon, awesome pick at number 3 for you this year. I think he's serious candidate for the Hart as long as Colorado is relevant. My guy, Cale Makar, is back finally. He helped him out. Oh, Mark Stone had a pretty decent week for you, buddy. And what do you think of Jordan Kyrou? We never talked about this on the show. He called out his coach when Craig Berube got fired. He actually said, "I don't have any comments. He's not my coach anymore." And then I want to lost that game. And they were booing Jordan Kyrou, but the next game he had a hand in the win, and they started cheering him again. What'd you think of the Jordan Kyrou? He's one of your favorite players, I think, on your team. Any comments on the Jordan Kyrou week that he had once Chief got fired?
Yeah, so I saw the interview, and then I saw that game after. I think he had 2 goals, or maybe like 2 goals and assists, and the crowd cheered him on. So I thought that was nice from the fans. But yeah, he got me 4 points this week. He's very. He either gets me nothing or he goes all out on certain weeks. So I'm hoping he can be more consistent. I mean, last year he killed it for me. I mean, he was dead for about the first 6 weeks, and then he was on fire the rest of the season. So I'm still hoping that can happen this year. But I don't know. Maybe the whole team, the entire team may not have a good support.
Yeah, I don't know. You've been humming along with your Vegas guys. They kind of were off this week. And then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I think you probably needed a little bit more out of him. He's one of your accelerators in your lineup. He kind of had – I mean, I would take a goal and an assist any day in beer league. This guy had 2 points this week. So Juma takes maybe a little hit, but I think you're still going to be good enough. I think you're a playoff team for sure. It looks like you'll go to 6-4-1. And Dan will get a 3-8 record. So 13-7 unofficially there. I'm not sure who you play next week. We can look at that in a little bit. But we'll move on real quick. Nova Fire Brigade. I invited the pipe layers on. DuPont, Tim. He's got a good team. It looks like he's going to fall short again. Back to the Gretzky versus Ovechkin, guys. Ovechkin looks to be the better division this year. Mark Raymond, you're the only team, I think, that got a win in the Gretzky, even though we're still going here. I know Stork still has a chance to beat me. I'm not trying to jinx myself. But DuPont, great goal-scoring team or point getter. He had 44 points this week versus Nova. Nova, minus 13. Where Nova's killing it, guys. Scott Lanham, goaltending, 2-1. He's got some good save percentage, .917. He obviously started way more goaltending starts than DuPont, so just too much for Tim to overcome there. Top guys for Scotty, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Alex DeBrincat, those Detroit Red Wings, man, they're fun to watch offensively. I'm not sure. Let's go to Mark Raymond. Do you think Detroit Red Wings are a playoff team?
I think so.
Yeah, Patty Kane's a big addition, man.
I was not expecting, but he's doing it.
Next home game we got here in Minnesota is against those Wings, so I'll tell you how they look on the face.
You're going to that one, Nick?
Yeah, I go to them all.
I would hope so. Well, don't give them away to your neighbor.
No.
But Mark, Scotty. I'm sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
You got to watch out for Lucas Raymond. That's my guy.
Yeah. Huma has him.
Yeah, that was a great pickup. I don't know who dropped him, but he's been doing pretty good for me.
I had him for a bit last year, and he ended up on Mark's squad. But another guy that was on Mark's squad is Allmark for Nova. He got a loss this week. He wasn't that great. Scott was beatable, but the guy helping him out is Charlie Lindgren. Lindgren got the loss in the shootout tonight, but look at Lindgren's stats this week, guys. He got Scott a win, a GAA of 1.87, and a save percentage of .944. Charlie freaking Lindgren, Mark. You didn't get to see the Caps game tonight, Mark?
No, I didn't see it tonight, but I saw a bunch of the earlier this week. So, yeah, a lot of overtime games.
Yeah, Julio, you've been watching the Caps. Do you think Charlie Lindgren's taking over the starting role from Darcy Kemper?
I'd give it to him. I don't know what the Caps are doing, but I think he should. He's pretty money.
I thought he looked good tonight. Got hurt in overtime, but he stayed in for the shootout. I think he hyperextended his arm going for a save on 3-on-3 overtime. But Charlie has a great glove hand. So things to keep an eye out for Scott Lanham. He's got Aiden Hill on the IR. If he comes back, that goaltending carousel. Don't count out the Nova Fire Brigade, guys. If things hold up here, he will be back at 500, 5-5-1. This Ovechkin division is a logjam. And Tim Kelly would unfortunately drop to 3-8 down there with Nick. But like we mentioned, Bedard had the Michigan goal. He had a 4-point week for DuPont. Crosby, a 4-point week. The Penguins, what's up with them guys? Alex Kerfoot for Arizona. Nobody really talks about this guy. He used to be a Maple Leaf. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Alex Tuck in Buffalo had 5 points. And Jack Eichel, kind of a quiet week, 3 points. So kind of a goaltending carousel there in DuPont. They're waiting for Jake Ogier off the bench. I think if Tim gets some goaltending, he could sneak back in it. But he's like Nick. They have to run the table, boys, to get back in this race. It's chaos in LA right now. I'm afraid to see. Any thoughts on that matchup, guys?
It's a penalty.
Oh, shit. I think you might be ahead of me in my feed.
Yeah.
What do you got there, Mark? Tell me what's up.
I'm trying to see who's on. They went to break. It looks like.
You might be.
Oh, paused on me now.
Yeah, I'm at the mercy of my internet's very good right tonight, but I lag, so I'm probably a couple minutes behind in the Kings. I'm watching Kings Flames.
Looks like they got slashed. We'll see.
Are you watching the Canucks Sharks?
No.
I'm on the Canucks right now.
Oh, okay. I just hit it. Okay, Calgary is going to the box.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got 2 more matchups to talk about, guys. Probert Etiquette, who was on a hell of a run, then went on a cold streak. This was like the matchup of the week versus Waylon Wendigo, or Waylon Womack's Washington Wendigo. Say that a bunch of times. Bunch of W's. Waylon, Don Cherry's picked to go to the finals in the Ovechkin. Unofficially, looks like they're going to win 11-6. Dave hit a snag, guys. Waylon's got all those superstars we talked about, Nick. Panarin, this guy's been killing it in New York. Kucherov, who was kind of quiet tonight. Pasternak, you saw him tonight. Nick, tell us about David Pasternak tonight.
Oh, God, every time he touched the puck, we're all yelling, block him. Do not give that guy any open ice. And still, first goal of the game was by Pasta. Guy's unbelievable. The way he skates and the way he finds openings, which everybody knows the puck's going to him, but he still can figure out how to get into some open ice and get a good lane to shoot. It got towards the end, right after his first goal, they started doubling him every time he came through the neutral zone. So that did help. But yeah, he's an incredible player.
So yeah, how did we I'll take the blame for that. I drafted Tage Thompson as my first pick, guys. I could have had my crack at I'm kind of disappointed in Tage, guys. I'm the last matchup we'll talk about, and we'll get more of that. But let's go back to Waylon's team. Just a great first couple rounds by Waylon, getting those 3 studs.
His team, I'm looking at right now. It's just amazing, just looking at the names that he has.
And Yeah, Mark, I totally agree. And the thing I always ding Whalen on is kind of like you, Mark. He's like a mercenary goalie pickup, but look at his goaltending record this week. He went 3-0. 3-0 for the Washington Wendigo in nets. His goaltenders got him. He picked up a guy named Scott Wedgwood, a backup in Minnesota, or excuse me, Dallas.
Watch
That was
your
a freak
mouth.
win, by the way. I know. I'm sorry. The Kochetkov guy in Carolina, a good young goalie. I no doubt think he's the future for them, but he's obviously keeping the seat warm for your boy Mark Freddie Anderson. And then he loves that Alex Lyon guy, but he's on the IR. So he's been getting big wins from backup goalies. So he's 3-0 this week, boys. That's insanity. And he's got Drew Doughty on his bench tonight, but he doesn't really need him. JT Miller, one of the guys Mark had last year. That's another guy.
It's a stud.
Top 5 point getter this year. So I think Whalen's fine and well. He had hit a little bit of a losing streak, but he knocks off. He does pretty good against Dave, if I recall. Dave, not sure what his big hangup is, because he's got Elias Pettersson. Clayton Keller's been hitting it pretty good. He did have Jack Hughes on the IR a little bit, but he's back. Svechnikov in Carolina, boys, is just not getting it together for Dave. That was one of his big draftees he was bragging about. And what's up with Timo Meyer in Jersey? This guy's turning out to be one of the biggest busts I've ever seen in fantasy hockey. We got Alix Buchanan joining us. So the Cherry Bombs. Alex, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Let's bring you on. Mark, any words of you guys are still unofficially over playing, but Alex, what'd you think of the game this week against Mark? You gave me a hell of a game last week. Your thoughts on your team?
Horrible this week. That's about it.
I would just say this. I mean, your goaltending is great. Shesterkin looked pretty good tonight. I watched a little bit of that game. You're definitely, I think you're going to be staying ahead of me at least. The Ovechkin is a log jam, so keep grinding. I can't even. Dan Hull is probably what is he, 3-8, and he's not out of it either. So I don't really know what to say. It'll be important for you to pick up some division wins, but I would definitely. You've had a good season so far, so it's all about, like Mark, those free agent pickups. But what's your thoughts this year, Alex, on McDavid? Is he everything as advertised for your team? He was the number 1 overall pick you took.
I mean, yeah, definitely at this point. He wasn't earlier on, which I think I was actually doing better when he was not good, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely doing what I need him to do and expected him to do at this point. Just, yeah, I don't know. My team just isn't doing everything I needed to do at the moment, but.
I will say this, as a Caps fan, I have loved Dylan Strome. This guy's been clutch.
Yeah.
I know he's not been, he had a pretty good week this week for you. Actually, he was struggling in the plus minus. He was a -4, but the guy does it on the power play. He's one of the better, faster Capitals. Ovi's slowing down a little bit, but I guess he could do better in the face-off dot. But he's always scoring clutch goals. Julio, you've been enjoying Strome, right?
Oh yeah, I was love watching him play. Matter of fact, I think earlier on our group text earlier, I was watching hockey with my dad, and he's sort of familiar with players, but he was he kind of pointed out Strome. He was like, "Who's that new kid? He's good," with his broken English, he was just like, "That kid." I was like, "Yes." I was like, "That guy is great." So.
Here's a guy Nick could talk about on Alex's team. He's heating up. What'd you think of tonight, Nick? We'll go to Nick on Alex's team. Matt Boldy. How did he look tonight?
Well, he's getting so much better. I think once the coaching change happened, because you got, the lines shook up was incredible. You got Eriksson X centering for Kaprizov and Boldy. So I mean, you've got an incredible centerman with two incredible wings, and then every once in a while, especially on the power play, it'll be Rossi, Boldy, Kaprizov, and usually Eck, and then probably another defenseman that switches in and out. But Boldy's game is completely different. You could tell the night after Dino left, and I'm a huge Dino fan. I still think it was probably a bad move and it was a little early, but proof is in the pudding that Minnesota's won 10 out of their last 13. That the new coach has been around, so I don't know how bad it really could have been. But yeah, Boldy is, he's just an incredible player. He's going to probably get you a little bit of minuses. Just because of some of the way he plays, but he's going to put points up for you.
LA just scored again.
Yeah, I just saw that. And guess what, Mark? The guy that scored was on Stork's bench, Byfield. So you got to know. Yeah, Quentin Byfield is having a great year. Stork benched him, but Stork's got great offense. But we'll dive into that match, and once that's our last matchup. But to put a bow on Dave versus Whalen. For Dave, his offense is dried up a little bit, guys. Whalen's up 11-6, and what also is hurting for Dave in the Probert etiquette, Mark's got to be not laughing, but like Mark, you own Dave in the series, but Dave has got a great goaltender in Thatcher Demko for Vancouver, but he just doesn't have anybody else. Carter Hart is just not. Flyers are doing well. Their other goalie, Ayrson, is playing a little bit better. I could see Carter Hart losing that starting job. But Dave's got to find it in the nets, I think, to get back in it. Because he had a 5-0 start, guys. And he's lost 2 out of the last 3. He's going to lose to Whalen here.
Loving it.
And the Kings win 5-3. So to put a bow on Probert versus Wendigo, don't count Dave out, but he needs to find some goaltending. And then to wrap up the recap here on Commissioner's Corner, guys, let's talk about my matchup, Adna versus Stork. I wish Stork was here. A salute to Stork. He wouldn't go away, man. He was a cat that had 9 lives until the bitter end here. 11-8 unofficially. Stork battled back tonight, guys. The Maple Leafs, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner. They're gonna. I'm gonna see them in my nightmares, guys. So, Mark, you play him. Julio, you play, and Nick, you play him a couple more times. A salute to Stork. This guy is a phenomenal player, but he is going to drop to, I believe, 4-7. Mm-hmm. So a bucket of nails for Stork. We've been going at it this week, trash talking. Guys, standout players for me this week, guys. I got to tip my cap to Big Val Nichushkin. I'm not sure. Somebody had him else. Somebody drafted him.
I drafted.
He's been. Did you draft Alix? Was that your? He's been
the biggest season so far.
He's been a power play stud there in Colorado. He didn't have the greatest of weeks, but he helped me this week. Actually, I'll take that back. He had a pretty good week. And then Mo Sider there in Detroit, just like any other Red Wings player, has provided a lot of points, and he's a great hitter. Cal McCarr was out for me at the beginning of the week, but he still got me a couple of points. And Matty Barzal for the Islanders, I didn't think he'd be this good. He's not a center, so I'm hurting in the faceoff dot. I don't win a lot of faceoff stats, but I can't complain about Matt Barzal at all. And then Hellebuck and Talbot have been my goaltenders. I survived Stork 11-7. Stork, great matchup. This week, Austin Matthews, 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points. He had a shorty this week. He's a threat. He's a big threat. Carter Verhaeghe on Stork's team had a big day today. Jesper Bratt in Jersey, he kind of probably could have gotten more for a Stork to help him out, but Mitch Marner, Stork's got all the tools. Adam Fox on defense. Where Stork maybe struggle is Gorgiev lost to the Blackhawks this week. That hurt him. If he could have got an extra goaltending win, he probably could have beat me. Swayman, I don't think it's enough starts there in Boston, but anybody watch our matchup? Nick, what'd you think of the back and forth me and Stork had this week?
Oh, I think you were so stressing every day when we
Yes.
looked at the stats, and there was no reason to stress.
Man, he had me.
Storky put some good players on, but he just couldn't keep up. Once you got that lead, it was really hard to take away. Kind of the same thing that I had with Woody, was just once it got ahead, I couldn't catch back up. We made it close, but yeah, I think you made it seem more like you were stressed out than you really needed to be, because that you had it in the bag
Yeah,
since
but
about Wednesday.
I had an 11-5 lead as much as yesterday, and he got a shorty point. He was close to getting a shutout. Mark, that's why I was Julio. That's why I was celebrating tonight. Gorgiev had a 4-0 shutout in the third period, and the Yotes scored late. Just like Hellebuck last night had a shutout for me, but Boston scored late. Yeah, we were both 2-2 in the nets. My GAA was a little bit better, and I had one more goaltending start, and my GAA was a little bit better, or save percentage was a little bit better. But he got me on GWGs 3-2. I got him on hits. It just was so close, man. I never beat Stork, guys. I didn't beat him last year. His leagues, I'm never successful against Stork. So Stork, this round's on me. I know he's in a fantasy football final versus Dave, and that's probably where he's concentrating at. But I know this one might have took a little bit of chunk out of him because I know he hates losing to me. But it was a competitive week, guys. And real quick, we'll run down the scores. Unofficially, it looks like Anna wins 11-7. Woody Woodpeckers over the Frozen Norsemen 12-9. Killer Bunnies 13. Huma 8. Mark DB Cooper, the champ, 16-4 over Alix in their first ever league meeting. Did you guys have a stipulation on that? No stipulations?
No.
All right. Nova Fire Brigade 11, DuPont 9, and Wendigo looks like they barely pulled it out 9-7. It was 11-8 earlier, but congratulations to all those guys. Next, week 12 after the Christmas break, guys. Anna is going to take on Nova. That's a big time match. I beat Scott earlier this year. Probert versus the Norse. Nick, did you win?
I think that is one of the 3 games that I
Okay.
have won this year.
Yeah, Huma, you're going to take on the champs. Look at the guy. Are you ready?
Oh no,
Huma,
that's going to be tough.
Mark's enjoying another victory here. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know who won that first matchup. Maybe Mark.
Okay.
Mark, do you remember?
I don't remember. I'm just looking at next week's match, and Julio, good luck, sir.
Oh, you kicked my butt the first game this year, so I'm scared. So
Hey,
all right, Julio. He does. Okay, so Julio, Mark Raymond did beat Julio, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't have the stats in front of me. So, Alix, you have a big match, and I know Mark's gonna. Mark, you're taking on Mark Wood, the Woody Woodpeckers.
Kick his ass.
He's the number 1 seed. So
He's beatable.
He has 2 losses. One of us beat. I didn't beat him. I don't remember who's beaten Mark. Maybe it was you. I don't remember.
He's got no offense.
He's got goaltending, but yeah. Good luck, Alix. I'll actually be rooting for you. We need to get Mark down back to the pack.
Yes.
The Wendigo and the Killer Bunnies. Let's see if Dan Hall can put 2 together. Wendigo, they're a big threat there in the Ovechkin. And then Langley will take on our buddy Tim. Stork versus Tim. That's always a spirited affair. So Tim trying to get back into things as well. So that's all I got, guys. It's been a great hour of banter. I really appreciate all you guys joining us. I want to wish you guys on this Christmas Eve, whatever you celebrate, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Anybody Jewish?
No.
I don't
Not
know
here.
everybody's celebration, but just like enjoy we'll leave you alone. There's gonna be no hockey talk for a couple of days. But I appreciate you guys
Remember, there's only
all joining me here during the holiday weekend.
5 days of games next week. It'll be tight.
That's right. It does. So picks up Wednesday, right, Mark?
Yeah, Wednesday through Sunday. New Year's Day, we
Wow,
got
that's
nothing.
right.
But in the following week's only 6.
Wow, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up. I would probably mention that tomorrow. So that'll probably be the only thing I mention up. But we'll go around the round table here. We'll go to Nick, the Colonel. What stood out to you this week, and what are you doing for Christmas? And floor's yours, buddy.
No, I just want to wish everybody happy holidays and Merry Christmas too. We're going to have dinner tomorrow here. But for the rest of the week, it's tough having a team that has the talent just every week. It seems Sunday kills me. The last day just kills me. But no, it's been fun. I really like this year. Last year was kind of the same for me, only I was getting blown out every game. So this is kind of nice being competitive, at least. And I think if I look back at the matches, I've probably had the most competitive losses in the entire league for the past 2 months. But we'll turn around and get back. But it's been awesome. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas, everyone.
All right. Let me just see. I wanted to see when I play Nick. Me and you, Nick, week 15. I mean, that's all we gotta worry about the next week, but we'll come up with stipulation there. Julio, I didn't know you were gonna join us tonight, man. I really appreciate you. Commissioner's Corner, you joining us. What's up with your familia? What's your plans? And you're a good hockey team, man. I'm kind of worried about you. You beat me already, so I don't gotta play you unless we hit the playoffs.
Yeah, I hope. I'm definitely liking my team better this year. Hopefully, I can keep it up. Hopefully, I get the W against DB Cooper here. That's a nasty team. So hopefully that works out. I didn't do. I'm looking at the stats. Even though I lost 12-8. We'll see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. And usually, so I don't know, South American culture for Christmas. We actually celebrate tomorrow. We
Oh yeah.
do it up, dinner, everything. We stay up till midnight, open all the presents at midnight, and we usually party up till 3 or 4 a.m. and we sleep in on Christmas Day. I mean, we're waking up.
Yeah.
So that's growing up.
Smart, dude.
Always funny to me, all my American friends, getting up at 5. Oh, but yeah, that's what we usually do. But yeah, I just want to say Merry Christmas and hope everyone has a good time.
So Julio, what South American country?
Peru.
Oh, yeah, nice, very cool.
Yeah, Peruvian. So
yeah, Julio. You probably mentioned this before. Do you go down there a lot? I know I've seen you camp a lot. Like you and Mark would be awesome together. I think Mark Julio is a big camper, and he's a believer in Bigfoot. We gotta get together on that.
His what is that called? Avatar. I'm looking at it right now. I was like, oh, it's Bigfoot. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I know a thing about
Yeah, I'm huge on Bigfoot. I'm huge on I love camping, hiking. I've been all over the US, done a lot of backpacking.
Oh, very cool.
Backcountry hiking and stuff. So
well, if you ever Mark Pacific Crest Trail, let me know. I'll do a leg with you. I'll do a day or something.
Sounds good. Good to me. Go Bigfoot hunting.
There you go.
Yes, sir. Mark and Alix, you guys came back from the East Coast. How was it? I mean, like Mark, you said you caught a little bit of a cold. Alix, you're healthy, right?
Yeah, I felt a little under the weather for like a day, but I don't think I got it as bad as Mark did. So
yeah, well, get better, champ.
Though.
I'm old. It happens when you get old.
I hear you, man. So, what are you guys up to Christmas? Just hanging out?
Yeah, I'm going to go to her place tomorrow. She's making us dinner, I assume, and with some friends and housemates. And yeah, it's going to drink and eat. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about, dude. I'm just going to hang out with the in-laws here. Actually, just put hockey aside and be a family man, I guess. I don't know. I just enjoy. We spoil the kid. We only got one kid here. I got I got 3 cats, and we'll go to the in-laws and we'll eat and drink just like everybody else. And I go back to work, unfortunately, Tuesday. I usually take Christmas week off. I took the week off before, so I'm kind of well rested, guys. Like Mark, I was actually under the weather the week before that. I didn't see you, so I didn't give it to you. But I had gotten my vaccination, so that's probably why I had like the runny nose, and it was like a common cold, I think. But I don't know. I'm set, but 3-day break, like Mark said. We'll be back at it Wednesday. It'll be a short week. So for the Colonel Nick Reedy, DB Cooper, Mark Raymond, the champion, Alix, the Cherry Bombs, and Julio, I'm the mailman. Jimmy Belson, the commissioner. Once again, real quick, a salute to Kevin Stork. Good luck in your championship, sir, with Dave. Good match, sir. All the trash talking aside. Love you, buddy. There had to be a winner, though. Finally, I beat you. But that's all I got tonight, guys. Thanks for joining the Commissioner's Corner. This is actually only the second episode on YouTube. It was an enjoyable one. Love to have you guys back on. And we'll talk to you next week. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And
Christmas.
it's a great day for hockey. Good night, guys.
Bye.